So I always like to start with a way to ground our energy down. If you have a block with you and you want to start in supported fish pose, you're more than welcome to grab your block and start in supported fish pose. I know a lot of you are used to me starting my classes that way. So you can, if you want, if it makes you feel comfortable, take that block, place it in between the shoulder blades and lie back on it, but you're gonna be like this for a few minutes. So if you want to start here like we normally do in my classes, you're more than welcome to do that. But if you don't have your blocks, just start seated, legs crossed, rolling the shoulders down the back, tucking the tailbone under. And let's take a deep breath. So deep breath in through the nose, opening the mouth, exhale. And before we begin our practice, it's nice to come back to the energy of grounding down. And the reason why we do that, especially in times when we may feel stressed or overwhelmed, is because we do hold a lot of emotions here in our heart center. We also hold a lot here in our head, right? So overthinking. So the idea is to root that energy down, so drawing the energy down in order for us to rise up in life in different circumstances. So I want you to go ahead and visualize. So imagine you're sitting somewhere outside, anywhere in the world that you would rather be right now, assuming in a safe and perfect, healthy world. So I want some of you maybe to imagine you're sitting on the beach, or maybe some of you are outside in the middle of a forest. Sometimes people really connect to sitting somewhere in snow, so being more in like the wintry mountains. So it doesn't matter where you choose, but I want you to choose somewhere that makes you feel very safe. You could have been there before or not, but the idea of being there feels safe for you. And visualize that you are sitting there and see yourself outside your body. So see yourself sitting there, just really connecting to what it is on Mother Earth that you're sitting on, whether that is sand or grass or clay, dirt, it doesn't matter. Visualize what you're sitting on. And I want you to understand that just by being outside, just by placing your feet on the floor outside, you automatically soak up the energy of the earth, and that automatically starts to ground you down. So we're going to use this visualization to help ground you down energetically. So imagine that you are sitting there. Imagine what the weather is like where you're at. What does it feel like to be there? What noises and sounds do you hear in that environment that you have chosen? What feels soothing about that environment? Take a deep breath in and let it go. I really like to start practices by asking 3 questions. I did this yesterday. I've always found it really grounding for myself. So with the eyes closed, gently ask yourself the question, how am I feeling right now? Attach a word and an emotion to that question for yourself today. Self-awareness, how am I feeling right now? Deep breath in and let it go. Second question, where is my mind at right now? Deep breath in and letting it go. And the third question is, what is most important for me to be doing right now? Deep breath in, letting it go. Keeping the eyes closed, you're going to place the left hand on the heart and the right hand on top of the left. Just gently press into your chest, just enough so you can feel the warmth of your hand. Or maybe your hand feels cool today, or is just acknowledging the temperature of the hand at your heart, allowing it to rest there. It's almost as if you were giving that energy center a boost. You're drawing your attention and your awareness to your immune system. Find something that you are grateful for today. And think about it for a moment. What is one thing that you are grateful for today? Let's take a deep breath in through our nose. Opening the mouth, let it go. And if you're in that supported fish pose, go ahead and roll out of it and join us in seated pose. We're gonna roll the shoulders down the back, tuck the tailbone under. Let's begin with a couple of neck rolls. So drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. You wanna lengthen the left side of your neck. And then chin down to the chest. Left ear, left shoulder, lengthen the right side of your neck. And nice and slowly roll the head around in circles. So you wanna find a stretch in the throat. I want you to feel the sensations of the body, so you're acknowledging what the sensations of the body are as you move. I practice with my eyes closed a lot, so if that speaks to you, you should do that as well. I feel like it's much more beneficial to practice with the eyes closed because you're really focused on what's going on within the body and how you feel, and just opening it when you are maybe a little confused of where we're at. So keep rolling the head around, one direction then the other. Spending a few moments here. And then come back to center. You're gonna place your right hand on your left knee, left hand behind you. I want you to lift the chest up and over, peeling back that left shoulder. Release and switch, so your left hand goes to the right knee, right hand goes behind you. Lift the chest up and over. And release that. We're gonna find our way to sitting on our heels, or you can stay seated, legs crossed if that feels more comfortable for you. But I'm gonna sit here. I want you to exaggerate a rounding and opening of the chest. So you can place your hands on top of your knees. It doesn't matter which way you sit really. Just exaggerate, rounding in, curve, C-curve with the spine, tuck the chin in, and then open up the chest as much as you can. So warming up the spine, and then go ahead and round it out, C-curve, and then open up the heart space. Again, rounding it out, and opening it up. And then I want you to clasp the hands behind the back, shoulders away from your ears. And I want you to engage your core and just open up the chest as much as you can. Actively pull the shoulders away. Maybe you're reaching your fingers for the floor behind you. Tilt your chin up towards the ceiling. Feel the stretch in your throat and just hold it here. And release. Let it go. You're going to place your right hand to the right of you. Left arm goes into the air, so you're looking to find a stretch along the left side body. So you can reach your right hand out as far as you want. So the further out you reach, the deeper the stretch. You're trying to open up the heart space towards the ceiling. So find a stretch along the left side. And then release and switch, other side. So you take it as deep as you need, but you want to find that lengthening on the right hand side. And switch. Left arm into the air. Switch. Right arm in. One more. Other side. Good, release. From here, I wanted to take us through a shoulder opener. So if you don't have a strap, grab a belt. If you don't have a belt, I want you to grab a towel. If you don't have anything, that's fine. I'll show you what to do. But sometimes we do this in class. I find it easier to sit on my heels just like this. If you have very, very tight shoulders, you can also do it standing. But if you're seated with your legs crossed and it's very tight in your hips, so you're rounding out like this, it's not going to be very comfortable for you. So you want to go to a place where the pelvic area is rotated forward. So you want to grab your straps right out in front of you, just like this. The goal is to not bend your elbows as you rotate all the way down. So here we are. I'll do it from the side so you can see. Arms are out in front. I'm gonna raise the arms overhead. So I have tight shoulders right now, so I know I can't go any further. So what I'm gonna do is open up the hands a little wider. Reaching the arms overhead, squeeze, roll back and down. I still can't do it. A little bit more. Reach the arms overhead, squeeze, roll back and down. All right, so that's the spot for me. I didn't have to bend my elbows. I can feel an opening in my chest. I feel my shoulders separating. So it might get a little crunchy in there, and that's okay. You are just breaking up some knots in there. So it's kind of like a massage for your shoulders. You want to keep rolling up, back and down. So if you don't have this strap right now and you have nothing to do this with, I just want you to do circles. So you want to exaggerate them and you'll be going backwards, okay? So if you don't have the strap, that's what you're gonna do. Next time, grab yourself a strap. These are really great for opening up the shoulders. So squeeze, roll back and down. Now I want you on your next one to practice with the eyes closed, because sometimes you drag one of your arms because there might be an imbalance. So I want you to close your eyes and see if you can move the arms at the same pace. If you cannot move the arms at the same pace, you might need to open the strap just a little bit more. You are working on rolling the shoulders up, back, and down, same pace. One more full round. Good, from here, we're gonna take another shoulder opener. So you have the option to use your strap, or you may not need it, but right arm goes into the air, bend the elbow, left hand, press it down your back. If you do not have a strap or anything, you're just gonna stay right here, pressing it down the best you can. If you have something to help you out and your shoulders are tight, you pull down and out if you can. If you are super flexible, you are taking a bind, okay? So a bind means it's a nice solid grasp. If you don't have a solid grasp and it's like here, you want to use something. So no matter where you're at, you are still working on getting that elbow behind the head the best you can. Elbow behind the head, opening up that heart space. Last breath. Release. Shake it out. Same thing, other side. See what side worked for you. Left arm into the air, bend that elbow, press it down the back. So do exactly what you did on the other side the best you can. Sometimes you might need a strap on one side and you did it on the other. So see where you're at with that. Opening up the heart space. And release and shake that up. Let that go. So from here, go to your tabletop. So we're gonna flow through a couple cat-cows. So the wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. So you're inhaling, crown of head to ceiling, tucking navel to spine. Inhaling, crown of head to ceiling, tucking navel to spine. You wanna feel that stretch in your belly. You wanna round out the shoulders. So finding all those movements. And then rock the hips a little bit from side to side. So you want to try to find some space here in the hips. So just rocking it, see what that feels like for you. And then my personal favorite, we're gonna take a stretch for our forearms. So currently your fingertips are facing out. You're gonna rotate them in so you can feel the stretch in your forearms. So we're here, you're rotating them in. We're gonna find a stretch in our forearms. So you're rocking forward and backwards. So how you kind of gauge where you're at is how far back can you sit on your heels. But go slow, don't force yourself. Some people who are super, super flexible, you may be able to sit on the heels and take that stretch. Maybe you don't, maybe this is enough for you. So just rock it forward and backwards and see what feels right for you. And release that. Let it go. So we're going to come on up to standing. If you have your block, grab a block. We're going to do toes on the block, heels down. We'll take a deep calf stretch. If you do not have a block, don't worry about it. You're just going to be in your forward fold. So we're here in our forward fold. Toes on the block, heels down. Toes on the block, heels down. So if you don't have a block, you're gonna bend your knees slightly and just grab opposite elbows and hang. If you do have your block, do the toes on the block, heels down. This is gonna take you much deeper into that hamstring stretch. Good, remove that block. Place it beside you. So stay in that forward fold. You're going to keep the knees bent. You're going to clasp the hands behind your back. So going back to a shoulder opener. Clasp the hands behind the back, shoulders away from your ears, and then tuck the chin in. Sometimes it's nice to sway a little bit. Then release the hands down. You're gonna roll all the way up to standing nice and slowly, bending the knees. You wanna come to the top of your mat, tucking the tailbone under, hands at heart center. You're coming to our sun salutation, so just taking a moment to set an intention for your practice if you haven't already. Taking a deep breath in through your nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Inhale, arch back. Exhale is your forward fold. Head is nice and heavy. Inhale, halfway, flat back. Exhale, you step it back to your high plank. Keep your elbows in nice and tight as you lower. Upward facing dog on the inhale, shoulders back and down, opening up the heart space. Exhale, press it back. Take your down dog, heels down. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Inhale takes you forward, so you're inhaling halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale brings you all the way up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Keep going. Inhale, open up the heart space. Exhale is your forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower down. High plank, elbows in. Upward facing dog on the inhale. Exhale, press it back, down dog, heels down. Deep breath in. Letting it go. Inhale takes you forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale brings you up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Keep moving. Inhale, open up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale is your down dog. Deep breath in. Letting it go. You have two more. Inhale takes you forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale brings you up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, open up. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to your down dog. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale takes you forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, open up. Exhale, hands at heart center. This is your last round. Inhale, open up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower down. Upward facing dog on the inhale. Exhale, press it back, down dog. Deep breath in, let it go. Inhale takes you forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale brings you up. Exhale, hands at heart center. So take a moment here with the eyes closed. Tuck the tailbone under. Take a deep breath in. Letting it go. Noticing any sensations in the body. And then take your forward fold nice and heavy. So from here, you're gonna step your left foot back. You're gonna go right into a lizard pose today. So taking it nice and slow, working on our flexibility. So your right toes are gonna hang off the mat. Lower the back knee and foot all the way down. Give yourself a moment to rock the hips from side to side. So just finding space. If you can go all the way down to your forearms, go for it. If you have a block and you can't, use your blocks. Start resting here. Super important that your knee doesn't hang over your toes. So if you find yourself like this, you need to pick up that foot, move it forward, toes out. So give yourself a moment. So we're gonna have 5 more breaths right here. Let's come up onto our hands. Go really slowly. See if you can reach back. See if you can take that quad stretch. Peel back that right shoulder, opening up the heart space. If you can't do this, just stay in your lizard pose. Don't even worry about it. Good, then release that back foot. You're gonna shimmy the right foot back to the center of the mat. Let's take a quick, gentle hamstring stretch. So you're sitting back towards the left heel without sitting on it. You're dropping your forehead nice and low. When we roll it forward, we're gonna find our way to a standing split. So you're rolling it forward nice and slowly. You're gonna raise up onto those back toes. So it's really important when you're practicing standing split to know that we are working on our ankle strength. So really slowly, I want you to bend both knees. So bend both knees to start. You're gonna try to wrap both hands around that right ankle. So just practice with 2 knees bent. Both legs are bent. See if you can find your balance looking ahead of you and hold it there. If you wanna practice straightening a leg, you can, but it's really not that important. We are focusing on the balance. Last 2 breaths. Good, step it back. Place your hands on the mat. Step back to that high plank. Elbows in, lower down. Upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Deep breath in. Letting it go. Same thing, other side. So step that left foot forward. We're going right into your lizard pose on the other side. So use your blocks if you need. If you did on the other side, grab it, use it. See if you can acknowledge if one side feels different than the other. Come up onto the hands. If you took the quad stretch on the other side, that's where we're going now. Left hand reaches back, grabs right foot, peel back the left shoulder, open up the heart space. Good release, you're framing the left foot. Take that hamstring stretch, sit back towards the right heel, flex those left toes towards your face, drop the head nice and low. Gently roll it forward, find that standing split, other side. So really slowly, you're bending both knees, leaning the body weight forward, seeing if you can wrap both hands around that left ankle. Pick a spot in front of you. Keep staring at it. Don't stop staring at it. 2 more breaths. Good. When you step it back, we're going to find our wide-legged forward fold. So walking the hands over to the right. You're turning the toes and heels out. Your hands are on the floor right in front of you. Give yourself a moment to rock the hips. So loosening some stuff up, whatever's going on in there. And when you're ready, find a moment where you can pause. And I want you to have your hands on the mat, but push your seat back a little bit. So it should go deeper into your hamstrings, pushing back. Keep the chest nice and proud. So you're just rocking forward and backwards. And then when you're ready, see if you can drop down to your forearms or use your blocks. So either be here, you can use 2 blocks, or you can go all the way down and relax. So see where you're at. If you need to wiggle a little bit more, do so. And then release, you're gonna roll up halfway, right hand center the mat, left arm into the air. I want you to peel back that left shoulder, opening up the heart space. Lift your thighs off your kneecaps. And release, switch, other side, right arm into the air. Peel back the right shoulder, opening up the heart space. Good, release back to center. Walk your hands over to that left foot. Lower the back knee and foot all the way down. Lift your chest. You're gonna press onto the top of that left knee. So push the hips forward as much as you can, taking that deep stretch in that right hip flexor. If you wanna add a heart opener to it, clasp the hands behind the back, open up that heart space. Release the hands, go back to your wide-legged forward fold. So toes and heels out. Give yourself a few moments to just wiggle around. And then same thing, other side. Lower the back knee and foot here. Raise up onto that hip. Hands on the knee. You're lengthening that left hip flexor down. So pushing forward as much as you can. Seeing what's going on right here. Clasping the hands behind the back if you're taking that heart opener. And releasing right back to your wide-legged forward fold. This will be our last wide-legged forward fold. Hands on the waist, engage your core, roll all the way up to standing. So from here, we're gonna go into our frog pose. So, if you forgot frog pose or you're not familiar with it, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do it going forward and sideways. I recommend that you have your knees on the mat because it gives you more of a cushion. If you're like on a carpet right now or rug, it doesn't really matter. But if you're on tile, you wanna have your knees on the mat. So it looks like this. You're in your tabletop, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips. You're opening your knees as wide as you can. Then you're gonna look back and you want your ankles and knees in line, toes out to the side. Ankles and knees in line, toes out to the side. And you're practicing lowering straight down, okay? So this is what it looks like front angle. I'll show you what it looks like from the side angle. You're in your tabletop. You open your knees as wide as you can. Toes out to the side. So notice that my ankles and my knees are in line. I'm not pushing forward and I'm not pushing back. I'm trying to lower right down to the center. So you lower right down to the center. So this is a good starting point for you. And if you feel like this is too easy or you think you might be able to go deeper, you're gonna practice opening up the elbows a little more and see if you get your forehead to rest on your hands. So we're gonna stay here for about 8 breaths. So close your eyes. Breathe into it. This is so great to open up the hips, the inside of the thighs. You have 3 more breaths. You're gonna slowly come back up onto your hands. You're bringing the heels in, engage your core, bring those knees together. I want you just to find your way back to a child's pose, front of the mat, knees nice and wide. Extend those arms out in front of you. We're gonna rock the hips and forehead from side to side. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And go ahead and roll all the way back up. Okay, so because we needed to get into our hips a little bit deeper for that request, we're gonna go into 90-90. So 90-90 looks like this. You can start on whatever side, it doesn't matter. But what's really important is your hip is in line with your knee is in line with your ankle. Hip, knee, knee, ankle. Toes out, flexed. Make sure your hips are rotating forward and you're just gonna fold over. They also call this modified pigeon, but I like to call it 90-90. But yes, this is what you would do if you were about 85 doing yoga and you needed something more gentle for your hips. It's a really good prep for you, but I like to do this whenever we're working deeper into our hips. Roll all the way up. So now we're gonna do double pigeon. So you do not wanna move your butt forward. This front part of your leg stays exactly where it's at. You're just gonna pick up the back leg. And notice, my ankle is going on top of my knee on top of my ankle. So I'm not moving my butt forward, I'm moving my body weight forward. So it looks like this from the front. Ankle over knee, ankle over knee, lean forward. If you are like this and have your heel close to your bum and you're like, this is pretty easy, you're doing it wrong. Usually if you do not feel it in your hips, you're doing it wrong. So it's ankle over knee. So get that ankle over knee, ankle over knee. You're leaning forward. So you should feel it in your hips. The ultimate goal is working to bring your forehead all the way down. So in the beginning, you can just hang forward or you can practice here. If you are super tight in your hips and you can't do anything, just hold the leg just like this and rock it from side to side. Okay, so do whatever you can do today, but it's most important that you're feeling something in your hips. We got 4 more breaths here. Good, release, let that go. So same thing, other side. So left foot or whatever one you didn't do, one is out in front of you, ankle over knee. Hip in line with knee, knee in line with ankle. You look behind you, my hip is in line with my knee is in line with my ankle. My toes are out to the side, flexed. I'm gonna make sure I rotate my hip down a little bit and I'm gonna fold down. Come on up, find that double pigeon, swing that back leg around without moving your bum. Ankle goes right on top of the knee, knee on top of that ankle. So this side is a little easier for me. I'm much more flexible on my right side than my left. And that's just because it's like an old left hamstring injury. So be mindful of your body and notice those differences. Like I know that's where I'm at. I know this side is much easier. So I know I can go down lower on this side. So gently coming all the way back up. Extend the legs out in front of you. So both legs straight out in front of you. Lift the chest nice and proud. Move those sits bones here. And reach the arms overhead. You're reaching down for those toes. So you want to do your best to keep a nice flat back. Try not to round it out too much for this one. So nice flat back. You want to feel the lengthening in the back of the hamstrings, also an opening in the heart center and the chest. Good, release that. So to finish out that request for our hips and our hamstrings, grab your strap or your hand towel or your belt. Lie on your back. You're going to place that strap on the ball of your left foot. Strap on the ball of your left foot, which is right underneath your toes. You're going to extend that right leg out in front of you. Left leg's nice and long. You're just drawing that right leg in towards your chest. You want to flex the toes towards your face, so you're lengthening the back of that right leg. Just noticing how it feels in your hamstrings, the back of your knees, your calves. Then place the straps in your right hand. You want to try to bring your foot as close to the right leg as you can. If you can just grab the big toe, you may do that as well. But you're going to open the leg out to the right. Your left hand goes on top of your left hip. You do not want to lift the low back off. Okay, so nice stretch here in the inside of that right thigh. And then place the straps in your left hand, right hand on top of that right hip. You do not want to lift your butt or low back. Everything stays down. Just lengthen the right hand side. You want to feel this in your IT band. You're moving it to the left like an inch or two, not a lot. And then draw it all the way back into center. And release. Same thing, other side. Place that strap on the ball of the left foot. Right leg nice and long. Drawing that left leg in. Flexing the toes towards your face. This helps lengthen the calf. It makes it a little bit more challenging here for you. Then you're placing the straps just in that left hand, right hip. Open it out to the left. Find that stretch in the inside of your left thigh. Then place the straps in that right hand. You're going to that IT band stretch, just drawing it over just a little bit. And all the way back into center. Release. Place that strap beside you. We're going to find our way into our happy baby. So soles of the feet are facing the ceiling. Tuck that tailbone under. You want that low back all the way down. You want to bend your knees a little bit. You are pressing on the soles of your feet. You're trying to get your knees closer to the floor beside you. So just gently rock from side to side. If you're super flexible and you want to work more on those hamstrings, as you rock, you bend one knee in, right leg long. Okay, so you could practice rocking there if you want to go deeper into your hamstrings, finding a little bit more movement. Let's take a deep breath in and let it go. Draw the knees to the center of the chest. Let's take our twist. Knees to the left, gaze to the right. You want to make sure the shoulders are down. Use your hand if you need to get the knees down. Find a nice stretch along the torso. And switch other side. Release back to center. Let me give you guys a really nice long Savasana. So extend the legs down the mat. Your feet are nice and relaxed. I'm going to guide you through a longer Savasana. I'll make sure I end on time for those of you that are doing this in between your working hours. But go ahead and lie on your back. Legs nice and long. Your feet are relaxed. Arms by your side. And when we get into Shavasana, we want to train our minds that there is an immediate moment of, I'm going to forget about all the physical I just did. So now I'm just going to be here in this space. I'm going to relax. I'm going to let go. So the eyelids are nice and heavy. Gently scan the body. You're letting go of any tension in the body. The body is nice and heavy. And for today, I want you to place the left hand on the heart, the right hand on the low belly. And I want you to just leave it there, the entire Savasana. I want you to focus on taking deep breaths. So inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Deep breath in. Letting it go. Another deep breath in. Let it go. And just let the body slow down. So let the breathing slow down. And I want you to silently say these 7 healing affirmations to yourself. The first one, my body knows how to heal itself. My body knows how to heal itself, and it's doing so right now. My body tells me what it needs. I honor my body's wisdom by trusting the signals that it sends. Every part of my body carries out its task easily and naturally. Every part of my body carries out its task easily and naturally. My body is attuned to the wisdom of the universe. Joy is my body's keynote. Vitality is its song. Joy is my body's keynote. Vitality is its song. Gratitude and peace flow through my mind and body like a clear, healing stream of light. Gratitude and peace flow through my mind and body like a clear, healing stream of light. Gently begin to envision a green light circling at the center of your chest. Imagine that green light is healing the immune system, boosting your immune system, and giving you everything that you need right there in the center of your chest. Take a deep breath in, letting it go. Keeping your eyes closed, gently begin to wiggle the fingers, the toes, and begin to rock the head from side to side. When you're ready, gently roll to the right-hand side in your fetal position. Pause there for a moment. Thank yourself for showing up today. Keep the eyes closed and rise to seated. We'll place the left hand at our heart, the right hand on top of our left. Right hand on top of our left. We're gently pressing into our chest. So press into your chest just like we started. Silently say to yourself, I am powerful. Deep breath in, letting it go, and holding this feeling of peace within you. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, and may you be whole. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.